What's up, girl dads? I'm here with Miguel. I'm super excited. He's got a coaching business called Hard Work and Discipline for Entrepreneur Dads. So, I mean, that's kind of what a lot of us are. That's what I am. And so I'm super excited to talk with him today. Miguel, why don't you give us a quick introduction on who you are and a little bit about that coaching business?
Yeah, definitely. So Miguel Chavez is the name. I'm out here in Florida, father of two beautiful princes, and the founder and the CEO of Hard Work Discipline. Here at Hard Work Discipline, we combine all aspects of life with the disciplines of life. And we preach that to all of our entrepreneur dads that are going through our D4D Freedom Plan service. Uh, I don't believe on the word balance. I don't like that word. I like managing your priorities. And how do you
Mm-hmm.
manage your priorities? By making sure you do four things, right? And one of the things we preach is D4, which is discipline in your mentality, discipline in your physicality, discipline in your relationships, and discipline in your business production. You write four things down in the morning, things that you're going to accomplish, one on each one of those factors, and you make sure you prioritize the correct things. So that's
Yeah.
basically us in a nutshell, man.
That's good. Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, the reason why there's a saying that I use is like if you don't take time, you won't have time. Right. So it's one of those things where we all feel like we're full of chaos, we're pulled in every which way direction. But the reality is that we just haven't taken the time to do the stuff that's important. And if you take that time, you find out that I feel like you have more time. Like it's a really weird paradox in life. So like how do you go about building discipline into your life and into being a dad and an entrepreneur at the same time?
Absolutely. And I'm gonna steal this with one of my clients. He said, discipline is not something you feel. Discipline is not something that you like implement. Discipline is just something that you promise yourself by removing the decision and just doing the things you are gonna do.
Mm,
So you ask me, how do I get discipline and like growing the business and growing the family and doing all these things that I need to do in life? Is again D4, being very intentional with what you want to do in life. So for us here at Hard Work Discipline, the thing like I was talking about preaching on D4 is we write four things down. And those are the four uncompromising things you're going to do in the day. And it's not when you feel like it. It's not Monday through Friday. It's not oh, I'm sick today, so
right.
therefore I don't get to do D4. No, it's every single day of your life. You have intentionality, and it's on the four aspects of life. It's not that you just work out, and it's not just like, oh, I'm going to read my books today. No, it's fixing the mentality, fixing the body, and relationships, which is a key
Hmm.
highlight with all of our entrepreneur dads. Relationships can be, with your clients. It could be with your employees, but more importantly, right at home, with
Yeah.
the wife and with the daughters or the kids,
Yep.
and then the business production every single day. We're not a Monday through Friday shop. You see me here today. We're
Yep.
recording. It's
Yep.
Saturday, and tomorrow I have something planned for my business too. But that
Hmm.
doesn't take away from the family. That doesn't take away from the discipline in the relationships.
Right. I like the kind of burn the boats approach, right? There's no going back, which in family, in my opinion, it is a burn the boats approach. Like there is no quitting on family. Like you don't
Yes.
quit your kids, you don't quit your wife. Like you the only way out is through. Like that's what commitment is, right?
Yeah.
So what's an example, say like today, like what are some of the things that you lined up that you were like, hey, this is something that these are my four disciplines. This is what I did. Like, how are you executing that yourself today? For
Oh,
just for like an example.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely. So today I wrote my D4 down. Obviously the business production. Here I am representing the company in this podcast, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that was written down. I had a client call earlier in the morning. That was again written down because even though we say four, you can have more than one for each one, right?
Right.
It's not like you're only going to do four things. But the key factor is that you have at least one for each one. So we have a newborn at the house. She was
Mm-hmm.
born August 2nd, so 11 days here coming up.
Wow. Congratulations
Yeah,
on that.
thank you. Thank you. So new princess in the house, and you know how it is. No sleep.
Oh
No.
man. Oh yeah. It's real.
So my wife, she takes most of the night shift when like she has to breastfeed and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But usually around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm tapped in, like, hey, baby's asleep, watch her here, or baby's fussy, watch her here. And I
Yep.
get the rundown. And that's my discipline in my relationships right there. Every morning, it's been our routine since the first day. I mean, I know it might switch again. So
Mm-hmm.
being flexible with that, discipline in my physicality. I get my workout in every single day.
Right.
And Monday through Friday, I'm following a very unique program. And then Saturday and Sunday, it's either a walk or stretching or yoga, and
Yep.
that's written down, right? Get that one out of the way. And another thing I had down for my discipline in my relationships, we have 2 daughters. So I just got out of the movies. We watched the new superhero dog movie that's out there.
Nice.
And took my daughter out, took grandma out, make sure that happened, right? Because like we were saying, it's not picking one or the other. It's making sure all of them are progressing. So covered discipline in my physicality, discipline in my relationships, covered discipline in my business production. The only one that's missing is discipline in my mentality. And right now I'm currently doing Discipline 90, which is a challenge within itself.
Mm-hmm.
But part of that challenge is reading 15 pages and countdown done.
Right.
During my 4 a.m. Shift, I usually
Yep.
read the pages while the baby's
There you go.
asleep.
You can it's allowed to double up. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Hey, we're trying to be efficient here and get those things checked off.
I like it. So what happens if you miss one? Like, how do you deal with missing it? So say like I like the kind of daddy daughter date that you had going to the movie. So like what happened if your schedule got so jammed that either it got bumped or you weren't able to do it or you forgot to write it down? You know, like something you missed it. You got 3 out of the 4. Like how do you address the misses?
Absolutely. So, first and foremost, I'm human, right? And as long as I would want to say that I get D4 done every single day, considering it's my thing, it's the thing we preach. There are days that, like you said, schedule changes, something happens, you can't accomplish it. The thing that we teach a lot with our clients is it's consistency on the long term.
Mm,
Just because you fumble the ball, just because you threw an interception for football analogy here,
yep,
doesn't
yep.
mean you lost the game. Doesn't mean
Right,
that you lost the season. Even if you lose a game, doesn't mean you lost the season or the chances for a tournament or whatever, right?
right.
And that's the key factor. How do I make sure to not let that happen? Is that we have accountability at hard work discipline, not just across the employees. We have a Tuesday meeting that we host with all of our clients. It's a group session. We get everyone in there, and you have to throw your number out. And you have to be, I mean, you could lie, right? But then you're not doing
Sure.
any favor.
Right.
And considering I'm the leader of the pack, I'm the one, putting the standard. It is in my best, I guess, objective to get 7 out of 7 every single time I get in there.
Right.
Has there been a 6 out of 7? There has been. And
Right.
what I mean by that number is 7 out of 7 days, right? That I accomplished
Mm,
all 4.
right.
When we get new clients in, they are getting 2 out of 7 in the first few
Mm-hmm.
weeks, but quickly turn that around when they have to say that number out loud. Because in
Yes.
that meeting, you throw that number out loud, you say 2 out of 7. It's not that we criticize you or anything like that.
Nope.
It's you knowing that you let yourself down.
Pure accountability. Yeah. You know, like it matters to be a part of a group and to hold your own in that group, I think. So I'm a big fan of that. I like that. And I like what you said about it being long term. I mean, if you're thinking about being an entrepreneur or thinking about being a dad, or thinking about being a husband, that's a long game, not a short game, right? And the analogy I use a lot of time is driving. You know, like my girls aren't ready to drive yet, but the first lesson you always teach them is don't look straight down at the road, right? Look up at the road, because you look straight down, they make all the crazy adjustments. So you're always overreacting and everybody's got whiplash in the car. You're like, no, look up and look down the road. Right. And then you make the small adjustments that keep the ride smooth and consistent and over the long run. And so, yeah, I like that because you have to play the long game. And that's I think one of the mental struggles that all of us have. And the benefit of a coach, like I got a health coach this year because I had the binge and purge diet. Like I would go all in and then I'd fall out and I was like
Yeah.
10, 15 pounds up and down constantly. And so like his thing with me was like, hey, no, it's about consistency. We're not going to worry about this failure. We're going to worry about like you said, the long run. Just because you had a bad day on your diet doesn't mean we lost, right? The body can handle a bad day. It can't handle a bad month, but it can handle a bad day, right? So just keep going forward. So I like that a lot. So if you were going to take, like, obviously we've kind of been really working on your framework here, which is the D4. But so if you were going to tell a dad right now, hey, like, oh, you want to start getting more discipline in your life, what is the one small thing, like a takeaway that you would say, hey, you know what? Forget all of the crazy stuff that goes along with all this. Just do this one simple thing. And if you can do it consistently, it'll have an impact.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we've been talking D4, but the part that I don't know if we mentioned is the writing it down. I don't have my journal here nearby,
Mm-hmm.
or I would show it up. But every day, I have the intentionality to write four things down, or at least four things, one of each disciplines in life. So get whatever journal. It doesn't even have to look pretty. Whatever it is that you can write it down and start being intentional with it. I think that's the key factor. And having the mindset of not if I'm going to do it. Remove that decision. It's not if,
Mm-hmm.
it's you're going to do it. You're going to go work out. You're going to read the book for mentality. You're going to give time for relationships, and you're going to grow the business every single day. And just remove that decision. When I wake up in the morning, I don't think, am I going to do D4 today? No, I
Right.
know it's already been decided. It got
Right.
decided 6-7 months ago or
Right.
whatever. Right. So when I wake up, I already know, write it down. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you become, create that a habit. And so if there's one key takeaway, just start being intentional with your life and start
Yeah.
writing it down. Even if it's not D4, write things down. And that's really going to produce outcomes in your life, outcomes that you want.
Right. Right. I like that because the mental notes are good, right? That means you're considering it, you're thinking about it. But when you write it down, you take it out of the ether and you bring it into reality. And then once it's in reality, then you have to address it. Like you can look at this paper and you have to either like consciously say, oh, I purposely didn't do that, or I failed. Like it's a accountability, but when it's real and you purposefully, denied it or failed or missed the ball, whatever you did, if you chose not to do it, you have to own up to that. Like you can't just be like, oh, pushed it to the back of your brain. Like, nope, it was a piece of paper written down. And so I like that it is one of those things that makes it harder to get away from, to get out the back door. Like you said, you got to burn those boats, no back doors. It's a commitment and you got to go all in, and writing it down definitely helps take it from just that mental fog into something real and something actionable. And then you can learn from it too, right? If you wrote these gigantic, like, I'm going to fix my marriage, like, hey, hang on. You're not going to do that today, right?
Yes.
How about you just empty the dishwasher, right? Or something, like,
Yes.
like one thing, and then do it. And then you start building victories, you start layering, you start getting momentum. And then, like you said, down the road, what do you know? Like, you're happy, your wife is happy, your kids are happy. You're like, man, what in the world happened? Oh, you unloaded the dishwasher. That's what
Correct.
happened. That's where it started, right? So I love that, man. That is a really good takeaway. So, dads, if you're out there, if you're looking at getting started, take Miguel's advice. Start writing some simple action item down around 4 aspects of your life. If you're looking to get some help with that, because I am a big fan of coaching, I believe in it. I got a health coach because that's something I needed help in. I would highly recommend reaching out to Miguel. Working on discipline is hard. We don't all have that skill. So I would recommend reaching out to him, maybe joining his program, and help taking those small steps on building your better life. Miguel, why don't you let everybody know where to find you if they did want to reach out to you and say, hey, contact us here, get with me here, follow me there. Let them know.
Yeah, definitely. So Instagram is probably one of our biggest platforms. Chavo_3 is my personal Instagram. Hard Work Discipline is the company's Instagram. Either of those two platforms, if you send a DM there, we'll be glad to reply there. We also have a Facebook group called Discipline Entrepreneur Dads. Free to join. I mean, it's a community. It's bigger than the amount of people in there is bigger than the amount of people that we have in our personal coaching group. So that's a free platform. We give advice left and right. Other dads giving advice to other dads. So
Yeah.
If you want to reach us out there, and then our email address, it's hardworkdiscipline miguel.d4@gmail.com.
Perfect. Miguel, thanks, man. I really appreciate your input, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you.